Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Escarla. Ding. This is my first video officially on this channel, which is very exciting but also very intimidating. It really has taken a lot for me to get here. I've been wanting to make a YouTube channel for years and years and years and years, but I just never knew what to focus on, and I think I finally figured it out.
Wait a minute! Who are you? Like
I said, my name is Escarla. I am an artist. I have worn many hats. I'm a little bit of like a Renaissance man, or I guess a Renaissance woman, if you will. I love spinning, knitting. I like to draw. I like to paint. I like gaming. My background is in like computer visual effects kind of stuff. So like I love digital art specifically and all sorts of things. So I am hoping to share some of that love for creating and creativity on this channel and just document my making. But today I'm actually sitting here because, alright, so like a week ago I was going through Ravelry. I just finished a project and I had that itch to just make something new. But you know when you like are a little bit overwhelmed from just manically making, that all you want to do is just sit and like look at patterns and like obsess over new designs. That's what happened. And it being August, I'm like so ready for the fall. It really hasn't been that bad of a summer here, but I just don't like the heat. I don't like sweating, and I don't love like a super sizzly sun.
Good morning, bastards!
So I'm just really looking forward to fall. I'm looking forward to pumpkins and apple picking and hay rides and like cold, crisp mornings. So I've just been looking at all of these beautiful fall sweaters and I've been so inspired by them. So I wanted to pick my 5 favorite patterns that I found while kind of spending way too long on Ravelry a week or so ago. So I do have my iPad here with my notes. Just to note, I did have a really hard time picking 5 patterns. There's so many beautiful patterns right now. I feel so privileged to be born in a time where you can so easily find super clear instructions on a beautiful like modern garment. This really just is the time to be alive if you're a knitter, I have to say. But I went ahead and just picked the 5 that if I didn't have anything else going on, I would totally knit. So let's get started. Number 1 is Andrea Mowry's newest design, the Tesselated Pullover. So this is one of her newest patterns. So every year she makes a sweater design for Rhinebeck Sheep and Wool Festival. And this year she came out with the Tesselated pullover and also a vest version. And I would actually knit the pullover. The vest is super cute too and would use way less yarn, but I just don't know what to wear vests with, I guess.
Editing Escarla here. I went on Pinterest and there are so many ways to style a vest. It's kind of insane and I feel like I've been living under a rock. So I'm gonna have to make some changes and put some vests in my wardrobe.
Something to explore down the line, I'm sure. This pattern is really beautiful. I think like I'm so happy that Andrea's gotten like super into spinning, because I feel like the garments that she designs definitely has the spinner in mind, or like a color shifting kind of yarn in mind, and I really appreciate that as a spinner. I have so many like random skeins of yarn that I've spun, and they just kind of sit there and look pretty because I feel like they're so precious and I just don't want to waste them on the wrong project. But this would be the right project to use one of those in. It uses 3 different yarns, a solid yarn, a color shifting yarn, and then a fuzzy yarn. And it's all mosaic knitting. Mosaic knitting. Say that fast. So it's all mosaic knitting, and I feel like it looks like one of those patterns that you would just get addicted to seeing like what the yarn's gonna do, that you'll actually knit it way quicker than you expected to. And it is knit top down, I am pretty sure. I didn't put it in my notes here, but I'm pretty sure it's top down, which is the best because then you can just try it on and see where you're at and see how it's fitting. I think this would be a great project if you have some color shifting yarn that you need to use up, or if you have some hand spun. Definitely try out the Tesselated Pullover. Number 2. So number 2 is the Tulip Pullover. I think it's just called Tulip by Melody Hoffman. And Melody is a YouTuber. I have seen her channel. She's really great at creating like this whole aesthetic vibe in her videos that I really admire. But the tulip, I think, is a really great like wardrobe staple. I feel like it's a simple enough construction that if you're a first-time knitter, you or not a first-time knitter, I should say a first-time sweater maker, I think this would be a good one to do because it is pretty much your basic raglan construction with that like picot kind of like scalloped, I was gonna say scalpeled, not scalpeled, jeez, scalloped edge. The pattern does call for 2 strands of mohair held together, but I think it would look really good in like a tweed yarn or a speckled yarn. So if you're looking for like a staple in your wardrobe that's also like functional but cute and modern, definitely try the tulip. Number 3 is Maywick by Gudrun Johnston. This pattern is from one of her Shetland Trader publications. I believe it came out last year, and like every single pattern in that book is a masterpiece. I definitely think this sweater is a staple for someone who likes to dress vintage or who's really into like the 70s chevron kind of vibe. What I do appreciate about the pattern is that it's knit in the round. A lot of vintage patterns, whilst you can find them online and recreate them, they're usually made in sections and then you have to seam everything together, and I just am not a fan of that. I think it's so much easier to just knit in the round and kind of forget about the seams. And this is all over lace, but I think the repeat seems simple enough. I've never personally knit a chevron top, so I do actually want to knit this at some point. Will I knit it this fall? Probably not, but if I could, I would. I think it would look really different depending what colors you choose and what, like how thick you do the striping. So I think it's a very versatile garment, and I think it would go by really quickly as you see the colors evolve as you go. Number 4 is the Afra sweater by Irene Lynn. My jaw dropped when I saw this garment. I thought it was so pretty. The sleeves are everything. They have these beautiful like puff sleeves. When I saw this garment, I just knew that I had to knit it at some point. It is on my queue. When will I knit it? Again, I'm not sure, but I absolutely love it. It actually reminds me a little bit of the Ursina and Ursa Major or Ursa Minor, one of the Ursas, by Jacqueline Cieslak. I think I'm saying that right. But she designed something that has a similar feeling to it in the sense that it like transitions from like a stockinette to like a zigzag structural moment at the bottom. And I really like that look. I like the asymmetricalness of that. I think it gives the garment like a really modern twist, and I could see like this looking really beautiful in like a slate gray color, or even the color she knitted in honestly is really beautiful. Definitely I would stay away from any color transitioning because that would take away from the effect, but I just think everyone should have like a balloon sleeve kind of moment in their wardrobe, and this one is it, I'm telling you. And last but not least, number 5 is the Belfair by Hiromi Nagasawa. And I have noticed a lot of people or a lot of designers are designing these basket weave patterns. There's at least 3 or 4 that I brushed upon while I was going on Ravelry. And I think it's going to be like a trend. I don't know. Comment down below if you're a fan of the basket trend. But nothing says like fall more than like harvest season and baskets and Thanksgiving, I guess, for those who celebrate. So why not be the basket, right? That's my logic. I would totally knit this in a brown color. This one is quite modern. It's a very boxy, kind of oversized look, but I think you can easily modify it to make it smaller, and you can knit it in the round all the way if you'd like. It does call for these like slits on the side, which I think gives it that modern twist, but I would probably just choose to knit it in the round and avoid that, just for practicality. I feel like I wouldn't want my sweater to have like a gaping slit in it. But I do think it's quite beautiful. The designer seems to have intended for this to be worn over like a dress, so I can see why those slits would be practical in that scenario. But yeah, I think it's just a really beautiful look and style. So those were my top 5 sweaters for the fall. I hope that you found a sweater that you loved and maybe you might knit it this fall.
Hi, another quick editing interruption here. I completely forgot to mention the sweater that I'm wearing during the entire video, which is like the most epic fall sweater ever. And it is the Bookkeeper cardigan by Taylor E. Owen. And Taylor is a knitwear designer and also a YouTuber. I've been watching her channel for a really long time, and I actually test knit this for her. So it's a breeze to knit, and the ribbing is actually really fun. So definitely check it out. I'll link the pattern down below, and definitely worth knitting as a fall sweater as well, especially in these colors that I chose.
I do have 2 sweater projects already in the go for fall, so I won't actually have the time to knit any of these, but it was really fun just like daydreaming and pretending that I was gonna knit them. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more crafty, cozy, lifestyle-y content coming your way. And if you have any suggestions about what you would like to see, or what kind of videos you like, please let me know. This is all gonna be like an experimenting, kind of throwing things to the wall, seeing what sticks and what kind of works with me and with the audience. So you can also find me on Instagram as starseedcreations. So check me out there for more like daily stories kind of stuff. And I will see you in the next video. Bye. That's something. We'll see.